Welcome to another episode in this season 10. We have fellow Wayne State University alum, Integrative Positive Choices Counseling Group clinical therapist, Cheryl N. Holt, MSW, LLMSW, IMH, CCTP. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you doing it. So, first question, what led you to this path?
I always knew that I had a bigger purpose to serve, but I didn't know just how big. And I knew that it would be geared toward helping others, being supportive, and specializing in children.
Okay. So, what is a clinical therapist and their duties?
Clinical therapists, most therapists don't go as deep as we do. As far as for me, I go deep as far as learning about the brain and how it functions and what actually allows a person to be lost in their stress, in their trauma, and certain things that have happened to them in life. So, in order for me to do that, actually studied the brain extensively for my IMH degree, actually studying mom's brain while the baby was in utero, and studying the baby's brain as well. And whatever reactions that mom had and mom went through, the baby actually had the same reaction and went through the same troubles. So that tells me that once that baby gets here, there are things that's not going to be right as far as because the baby brain will not grow normal. It will be abnormal with certain things that mom may go through, whether it's stress, domestic violence, intimate partner violence, anxiety. All those things affect the baby's growth while in utero.
Wow. So what are some remedies for them to counteract those things?
The remedies, what they're doing now, uh, that's why I got into that field because to eradicate maternal depression would be great because that would stop a lot of our babies from coming here with different childhood. Like I can't say autism, but a lot of other issues that children have within their growth and development, where some are failure to thrive. I think that it needs to be a culturally diverse, universal screening tool for maternal depression. If we can do that and we can screen maternal depression and eradicate that, we won't have the difficulties that we have with a lot of children that are coming here. And mom can have a serene pregnancy. And one thing about the IMH degree, if it's actually infant mental health, we actually go all the way back because we look for a secure attachment with the mom
Mm-hmm.
and the infant. If the attachment is not secure, it's ambivalent, it's avoidant, or it's disorganized. A disorganized attachment with mom, you can't have a relationship with anyone. So the thing is to that relationship between mom and baby is so crucial that a lot of people you meet and they have issues, it comes from that relationship because mom is a nurturer. She has to make sure that she gives this child the best start possible in life. When that does not happen and other issues are involved and there's trauma, this thing grows with you throughout your lifespan. It does not leave. It's there. So that's why we have individuals who come to therapy and they have issues and they may medicate with substance abuse. All of that stems from how they grew up.
Hmm. Now, what causes maternal depression?
Intimate partner violence, domestic violence, trauma, all of those things. You can have a relationship that's not a healthy relationship. You cannot have a relationship where verbal abuse, that's abuse. It will affect the child if a woman is pregnant.
Wow.
Definitely physical abuse. So it's so much, it's almost like I'm not saying, oh, no one can talk. It just has to be a serene pregnancy for mom and for baby because you're creating a life. We don't understand that it's a life that's being created.
Okay, that's. I know when I was in music at Wayne State, studies has shown if you play classical music for babies, they will be
That's
enhanced more intellectually.
yes, that is so true. One of my children did that with twins, and they are. We
Okay.
wanted to see. A lot of times I'll use, and that's another thing. That's what made me really get into the field because Piaget is a person who does interventions for everyone and says this is what you need to do. And Piaget got all that information from watching his children. So
Oh,
I did something, yeah, I did something with my children to see what could come from that. And what happened with that, me and dad did, we were able to get 6 children college educated and doing wonderful.
it's awesome.
Yeah, because I did something different and I made sure that they had me as a mom and it was never anything that so their upbringing was just serene and wonderful. And what do you want to do? Let's do this. Let's make up this and let's
Hmm.
so that's what they do now in life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
So
what is inter? Go ahead.
that's it. So it worked.
Okay. So, what is Integrative Positive Choices Counseling Group?
Integrative Positive Choices Counseling Group came out of the belly of 4 women who thought that the African American culture needed to see, and not this is everyone though, but they needed to see 4 women start a business and be supportive of a community and help individuals by coming together and creating group sessions and a lot of different things. We do couples, we do group sessions for children, we do a lot of different
Mhm.
things at Positive Choices. We have 2, which will be LCSWs, that will be me and another colleague. And then we have 2 LPCs. So we are actually trying to change a lot of stigmas and bringing supporting the community and individuals where at this day and time mental health issues are crucial.
Yes. Pandemic brought that to the forefront to where we do have a number called 988 if you have any mental health needs.
Exactly.
And it need to be
And
talked about because people need that help.
a lot of people, because it was and I have to say this in the African American community, our culture, um,
Hmm.
I do a lot of research. And in a lot of my research, I even saw that MLK was suffering from anxiety and depression so bad
Wow.
that his team was telling him that he needed to go and talk with someone. And he would not do it just because of that stigma that was handed down centuries ago. And for a leader, a powerful leader like that, that tells you that your mental health is so important because everything that he did and all that he could say to us and all that he wrote, he did not know that he should have taken care of the most important thing because our brain takes care of everything. Our
That's
brain
true.
tells us, just like you put your hand up, your brain told you to do that. Your brain told you to turn this on, it told you to lean forward. So the brain is actively working 24/7. Now, let's say trauma comes into play, and trauma comes into play, and it's like, oh, wow, what just happened? I don't know what to do. So
Mhm.
then the brain says, well, I can't hold on to that because I'm consistently busy. I'm always doing something. So the mind says, okay, well, I reason, but then again, I can't hold on to it either. So the body said, you forgot about me. I'm sitting right here. So it's a book
Mhm.
that's called The Body Keeps the Score. And the body keeps the score on trauma, on any and every incident that has happened in your life. And with that being said, once the body keeps the score on these incidents or these traumas that happen in your life. You find you have high blood pressure, diabetes, Crohn's disease, because your body couldn't handle it either. It was too much on your body. So it found another way of getting rid of it, and it was with illness, with sickness in your body. So I
Mm.
feel like whenever it's an incident that goes on, come talk to somebody. Go talk to somebody. Work it out.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely. I think we've gotten a long way from those stigmas in our community of going to unpack your issue with someone. It's okay. Talk to somebody.
Exactly.
Don't sit there
Even
and just freak out one day. Like,
exactly.
you know, like, and they've been dealing with something for the last years. Like, man, go get some help. Compared to, well, you supposed to keep quiet. Now it's like, man, all this help out here wrong with you. You ain't got no excuse to be living like that. Go get somebody, talk to somebody, do something. I'm taking. Come on, let's go. You get more of
Exactly.
that response now, which is good compared to back in the day. Man, you keep that in your
It's,
house. Don't say nothing.
it's not that shh, be quiet. We don't talk in this family.
Yeah.
It's not that. And also, I think that even in the schools, because our children are crying out, and I had the opportunity to be work with a school this year, and I was
Mm-hmm.
so happy to do it because I think that our children are our future, and they're the least that this society thinks about.
Yeah.
So I try and make sure that I put my 2 cents in to make sure that I try and build leaders and
Okay.
make them strong and give them positive affect to go on. So they need that. It's not being done.
Now, from observing the kids, is it different from when we were kids? How they engage each other and interact, or is the same issue?
Sure, it's different. Different things are happening. One thing about you can't have a child and say, I'm gonna raise you just like my daddy raised me. No, you better not, because that's telling me that you're stagnant. That's telling me that you have not grown and healed. Healing and growth are synonymous words that never leave each other. They actually sit on top of each other. You can't heal without growing, and you can't grow without healing. So, in the process of those things happening, change comes, and it's like we have to do this now because we've grown and we've healed, or we've healed and
Mm-hmm.
we've grown. So, we must change. Now, what we can do is take the maybe some of the positive attributes from our parents and say, okay, you know what? I'll use that one. Not that all of them were negative, but this is a good one I could probably take into
Mm-hmm.
2023. But don't take that 1979 stuff that your parents did with you and try and do it on your children now because it's not going to work.
Yeah, I probably say don't do the excessive beating, but discipline your child for what works with your child, so they do get the message. There's a line in the sand, don't cross it.
But the thing is to
'Cause then their
develop that.
friends don't work.
Yes, but you have to develop that relationship early on. If that relationship is developed early on, they know who you are and you know who they are. You not saying you won't have any difficulties, but they'll be easy to iron out because you've expressed to your child who they are and who you are to them. And sometimes they'll be able to come up to you and they can talk to you instead of you saying, I have to go to work. I have to go, I'll be back. You know, I got to do this here. I'm doing that's not it. So that's why you get what you get from your children. Come on now.
No,
It's
you
not that
making sense.
do yeah, it's not like that do what I say, not what I do kind of thing. It's not that anymore.
Yeah, no, that was terrible advice because like you hitting the club every night, so I'm gonna hit the club.
Exactly.
Like, nah, leaders lead, so you can't be in these streets and tell them to get out of there. Like, but you out
That's
every
right.
night with your friends. Why I can't go out with my friends? You a kid, like fool it. They ain't gonna listen to you.
Not at all.
That'll
They
definitely
need
do
our
it.
time. So as long as we can give them our time and give them us, we can produce wonderful children.
Yeah, it's. I mean, this tech world we live in. I mean, the flip side, they can become entrepreneurs before they graduate high school.
they're extremely smart now. So I think that we should build on, they are.
Opportunity.
Yeah, we should build on that and just run them the way whatever comes into their mind, let's build on it. Or let's see if we can't do that. But that's what they
Mhm.
need from us. They don't need us being so busy with everything else that we forget about them. So that's why we're getting all the responses that we're getting from children, from schools, and all of that. Because everybody is more worried about their job, their position at their job, paying the bills. And I know that you need a job, but your children need you as well. That's your most important attribute. Your
Yeah, you
children
gotta
show,
find out.
yeah.
Now, I guess you kind of asked the question of you still work with kids. Is this something you're working to continue to do? Work with more schools?
I really want to. I'll just have to see if my schedule permits, but I love to be able to. And I never knew this. I was way in the UP, but it
Hmm.
was via remote. It was telehealth.
Okay.
And it was a whole different world for them as opposed to me in lower Michigan. Lower
Wow.
Michigan, it was such a whole different world that they're on Central Standard Time.
I didn't know it was different in this state. I thought everybody was on Eastern.
I did
Learn,
too.
learn
Learn
something
something new
new.
every day. So this is Central Standard Time, and they're so close to Wisconsin that they could possibly just cross the street and be in Wisconsin.
Wow. Didn't know that either.
But it's still a peninsula of Michigan.
Like I found out years ago we had beaches and stuff. Like we got that.
Oh
Like yeah, you gotta leave the state to do stuff. Like I ain't
yeah,
know.
the UP is really beautiful. We have wineries that are up there, and they
Okay.
tell me that Lake Superior is awesome. But we do have like a lot of beaches that's out that way too.
Okay. I'll check some more of this stuff out.
Yeah. You ever been to the Cherry Festival in Traverse City?
Now I'm planning to go up there. So I first learned they had beaches. And like Traverse City. Like I always heard that name. I started looking up. Like whoa, I gotta get up there.
Yeah.
Nice.
They have a Cherry Festival that starts July the 3rd that goes for, I think it's like 4 days. And they have great shopping. It's a lot of things in Traverse City where you can have a really good time.
Okay. Traverse City. Okay. We reached the point where it's to mark and promote what you got going on. Floor is yours.
Okay. Any mental health needs, any family crisis, any crisis with children, with schools, anything dealing with your mental health, trauma, we do it all. Integrative Positive Choices Counseling Group. We're located in Warren. We're on 12 Mile between Hoover and Shaner. My address is 12434 Suite 2, East 12 Mile Road, Warren, Michigan. My telephone number 586-806-6195. And we will be having in July, we will be having a mental health fair for the whole
Okay.
community. Um, like having bounce houses, a lot of different things, food and everything, face
Okay.
painting. Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, we want to let the community know that we're there for them. We're out. They can come and see us, all of that. And we accept most insurances.
Awesome. Yeah, I know I was Tri-County one that my boy mom, who was a doctor, she was a part of last year. It was really good.
Yeah.
Helped a lot of people. I learned a lot too with that event. So definitely check this out. Those definitely help. And the stories you
Exactly.
hear.
And we will be doing, we do like not only the family counseling, but we do couples. And sometime next year, after like towards the ending of the year, I'll be doing divorce mediation as well.
Okay. And a former guest of the show, D. Roy, positive reinforcement for the children. I like this approach, Cheryl and Jeffrey. Appreciate you tuning in, D. Roy.
Thank you.
So, next question. What has been your biggest challenge on your journey?
Oh, wow. My biggest challenge on my journey was that I did two majors at the same time.
Oh, wow, you're a superhero.
Listen,
Same time.
at Wayne State, two majors.
Oh, man, and Wayne, too.
Yes.
I was
Yes.
crazy to do stats and accounting at the same time. I didn't understand. Don't ever do that.
I never would. Numbers is not my thing.
I got ducked on by Shaq 2 times. Like, okay, I'm taking over separately.
That's a lot. So I did my my master's of social work and my IMH degree at the same time.
You was grinding.
I had 18 credit hours.
Ooh, Lord. I was doing my little 7, working full time.
So I couldn't work. So I couldn't work. That was one of the most difficult times of my life.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Salute. You pulled that one off.
Well, not only that, I also had to do internship 5 days a week, and I also had to do an observation family, and that was 1 day a week. The observation family, that's for the IMH degree. We have to see a mom who's just had a newborn baby, and watch that secure attachment develop between those two in real time. And I love that. That was one of the most profound things I was able to see. And I watched it in real time. I watched mom and baby get to know each other. I did videos.
Man, I know. I know at times I look back, and when I was finishing my degree, working overtime, so 12 hours a day in school, working to finish my first album, so I know I could make some good music. I look back on, I don't know how the hell I pulled that off.
I know.
I'm like, when did I get sleep? This sounds like God is good. Like, you actually did that? I don't. Wow. Okay. And we take my wife out at the time. Like, yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's a good. You can't say you can't achieve nothing, man. Because I still don't know how in the world I pulled that one.
And I agree. I agree with you, because I always say that was not me. That was God. I didn't do that. Every time I look back over it, I'm like, you wouldn't have done that. Not you. No.
Man, we were doing overtime in the morning.
Oh.
So it was 2 a.m. before our shift started at 6 a.m. as custodian. So it was 2 to 2, and class was 6 to 8:30, whichever 2 days out the week. Then Fridays I'm at the studio working on music for 4 hours. It's like you really sit back and look at stuff you've done. Like you was determined. God gave you the energy to keep going.
So, what did that tell you about yourself? What did you find out about you?
When I sit and look at my degree on my mantle now, it ain't nothing I can't do. Nothing I can't do. Because it might tell I dropped out, changed my major a few times, but it's sitting there. So like you lying to yourself, you think you can't do whatever it is you're trying to do. Because that was a grind.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
Yeah.
If you go to Wayne State, you understand. Because I remember Wayne when they had all these prereqs. You know, and I had to re-go through the math program the second time around because it's been so many years, so I could take the business math. And then they want to be so kind and drop all that for other people. Like, so I did all that work for y'all to just, well, you got stats and y'all don't need that. Like, must be nice.
So listen to this. So I had to take stats, right?
Mm-hmm.
So stats was one of the prerequisites that I had to do. So my undergrad was, my BSW was from University of Detroit Mercy, right?
Okay.
So when it came to, like, it was a lot of us that came from, because when I started out, I went back to school.
Mm-hmm.
So I hadn't been to school in like 30 years. So
Gotcha.
when I went back, I went right to Wayne State. I went right to Wayne County. So at Wayne County, I found out, I already had my plan. I said, I'm going into social work. This is what I have to do. So I started taking the classes. Then we had a representative from U of D to come over to the university center because I'm East. So when she came there, she said, well, this is the prerequisite. This is what we require. I said, can I have that? Took all the classes that they required. When it was time for me to leave and transfer to U of D, they said, and it was only 3 of us, they said, you guys do not have to take stats. You do not have to take statistics. You don't worry about it. When he said that, I said, that was God. No. He knew I would have still been there trying to pass that class right now.
Hey, I had to take the second one.
Oh, wow.
And the second one, for anybody that hasn't took it, is pretty much you have to make the charts that the statisticians might show you. Exactly. So if you got a chart saying 10% this, 3%, you had to get that different program or whatever and learn how to use it and reverse engineer how to do all that yourself. Like, what are we doing, bro?
Exactly.
Wasn't it enough of my blood and sweat that I passed stats? Now you want me to reverse engineer all of the graphs I see people putting up? Like, man, y'all, I feel like Stone Cold. You just keep throwing roadblocks in this, man. I don't care, because damn it, I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna figure it out.
So it was crazy. I didn't need to do that. And then the math class that I did have to take, because they were like, you have to do this math, that math, that math. It was a lot of math. I was like, so I just said, I came home and I prayed. I said, Lord, you already know how I am with math. I said, you fix it. I don't know how you're going to fix it, but fix it. So once I said the prayer, it ended up, I just took one math class online, passed the class, and that was it.
I remember being in high school, I was a custodian AAB. And on the second floor, one of my good friends, she like, so what you doing to school? Like, I'm close to going to business school, but I do my math and I suck. And she like, Kim Morgan, like, who? She's awesome. You're going to love her. Like, all right, let me try it. Shout out to her. That's Yoda. I don't even call her Kim Morgan. Her name Yoda. I didn't understand math. It was gibberish. That lady broke the game down, and I'm like a Jedi. Like, all right, I got this. Now let's do it.
See, I never understood it. I'm not trying to. It's just not for me. It was never for me. As long as I got past that class that I needed to take online, and I did, that's it.
Because I thought it was so hard, but because at first I was in 093 when I had to restart the whole process, and I was trying to pass out of 1050.
Mm-hmm.
I was in 093 again while I'm tutoring with her so I could test out of 1050. And some days my mind wouldn't work like, Jeff, snap out of it. And I'm like, I'm doing 2 classes at one, like, man, I'm tired. Like, okay, well, shake it off. Focus. I couldn't get off work to do it, so I ran through it. So I still had to take 1050. I was Kobe and Steph Curry with it, like, man, it's easy. He just like, I got this great student. He's so awesome. He didn't know he was talking about me, and I'd be in there all the time, still keep my skills sharp. Like, I went through all this already. I'm helping other people in the class. Like, I ain't never been good at math. So,
I know I haven't.
I'm holding the pose after I hit the 3. Like, oh, I got an A on the test. Yep, yeah, that's awesome. Okay, I'm nice in these streets.
Good for you. That could have never been me. Never.
Yeah, I was that student. Like, I don't understand this stuff. It's like this.
Yeah.
Like Bugs Bunny. I don't get it.
So
I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out, Jeff. You get it.
no,
Okay.
everything else, like anything other than math, I'm acing everything else. So I
Yeah.
can do that.
But I will say shout out to Wayne because they will give you the game, whatever field you in. You can't say they ain't gonna teach you.
Because
Yeah.
you will be
Yeah.
taught. I love, shout out to my IMH professors. I love that whole infant mental health program. I love Dr. Barron. I love Dr. Dayton and Dr. Ann Stacks, who's brilliant. I love that whole team.
And when they finally built the Mike Illa School of Business and we was down there, they bring people out in the world. I never forget when the dude that owned Campbell's, I just read he sold that for $230 million. Oh, he come to here Wednesday like, oh snap, I'm about to bug the hell out of this man. How did you figure that out, bro? I need some answers. How did you create a culture? How you do this? How you do that? Joe, what you want? I need this, man. I need all that out of you, dog. Because I read your story, 230 million. I just want 100. I ain't greedy. I ain't greedy. How you figure that out? Teach me.
But you know what though? I don't ever limit myself. I want what God has for me.
Yeah, I want to be a billionaire, but I start the bottom.
And however God designed it to be, that's how it's gonna happen. But I want what He has for me. I always make myself just not say what it is and leave it to where the sky is the limit, and let God be God in my life.
Yeah, just my journey. He don't make it easy, man.
No, not when you have something great to do.
It's like,
never
dude,
easy.
Just one time, can I just walk on through like a slide with it? Like climb over that mountain, like Indiana Jones, and fall off and throw a rope to catch, like dog.
You know you gonna have to go up the mountain, then you're gonna fall back down, and you gotta try and go around it the other way. You already know.
Like, come on, bro, just one time, just one time, throw your boy alive, do it easy. I don't need all the time, just one. I ain't greedy.
And look, when I went through what I went through at Wayne State and actually and then after I finished, I waited for a year, then I went back.
Yeah, so you're a soldier.
And I went back to school, but I went through Grand Canyon University, which is accredited, and it's in Arizona. Okay. So I did go there to graduate, to walk across the stage, but I went there for like a little over a year.
Okay.
Received my postmasters of science in trauma. Counseling. So
you're doing it. I see all them letters up there.
And so you heard me say that I'm actually going to be a divorce mediator.
Yeah, that's gonna come in handy.
So that certification will definitely come in handy, and it'll give me the opportunity to allow individuals not to leave where you don't want to be, but to be an amicable split and to understand, as well as maybe you need counseling after this. That's a big life event. You don't do anything like that and you don't talk to someone, you have to.
That is true.
Yeah.
You got to unpack that at some point.
We must. A lot of people hold on to a lot of things and they shouldn't.
Yeah. You might be able to help it if you have certain outlets to put those energies into, but if you ain't got nothing, yeah, you might be a time bomb waiting.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't want that.
So I feel like that's something that I need in my my little arsenal as well.
Okay, I feel you.
Yeah.
Now, in your words, what has been your impact on your journey?
My impact on my journey, I believe, has been with the children.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I've seen where I've seen so many where I've helped and I could see where, oh my goodness, I did this.
Awesome.
That's what I said. That's what I say.
Yeah, kids need it, man, because stuff happens. They can become a Autobot or Decepticon.
So the thing is,
mad at the world.
You're right, but look, they're mad at the world rightfully because they did not get a fair shake. Mm-hmm. So we have to. It's not them. We're bringing children here. Mm-hmm. We are. So it's up to us to try and make sure to be supportive of them, to let them know we know my and if I say this, I know people will be like, what did she say? No, my job is not more important than you. Because it's not.
Nah, family first.
Family
You
first.
know, real.
Yeah.
That's why you're doing all that. So they
That's
be
why you're
good.
doing it. But guess what? If something happens to that child, you don't care about nothing that you done accomplished.
Nah, that's true.
So make that be the first thing that come. That's in the prefrontal lobe. Make that be up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a real game right there.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Then you wonder why he's acting or she's acting the way. What did you do? What have you done as a
yeah,
parent?
even with your relationships with your mate or spouse,
Yes.
they're gonna act out as well.
You cannot do that. You cannot do that. So that's when it's like, look, family therapy. Everybody needs therapy. We need to do mom and dad, then do them individually, and we do the children. And we do the
Mm-hmm.
children individually. Then we bring them all together collectively.
Mm-hmm. Put it
Now
all
let's
on the table.
exactly. Now let's see if you can use what we taught you, what you learned in therapy. Let's see.
Feel that?
Yeah.
Now I need that Yoda gang. That's what's called the last question. What advice do you have for someone trying to find their purpose?
I'm gonna say this. Two things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, maybe three, right? So
Okay.
one, I know we have some people who are religious, and then we have some people who aren't. But if you are, I think that you should ask God, what is my purpose? Or I feel like whatever your passion is, and you knew what your passion was when you were a child, and you love doing this one thing, or this one thing just really had your interest
Mm-hmm.
where this thing was at, what it was concerned, whatever it concerned. I think that you should look inside yourself and say, what makes me really happy? Because we all know it's already inside of us, but we have to take time to find out what we really want. So, in knowing your purpose, it's your passion. And when God says He gives us 150 talents that over 150, I'm sorry, that we never tap into, that's in the purpose driven life. And I think that people should read Rick Warren's book, The Purpose Driven Life, because it makes you think about you. Because when you wake up in the morning, do you actually think about you and what you want to do? And have you taken time for you? Have you sat back and thought about where you are in your life and how you want to proceed from here? And what do you need any growth from the standpoint of where you are now? Is there anything that you can do to make yourself grow and be a better person?
For me, when I wake up and thank Him for waking up, healthy, right body and mind. Then I ask for the wisdom to be the best supervisor possible. Have the right people to work with us in my building so we get what we need done. And utilize me in other way He need to.
So I believe in actually fulfilling your purpose or trying to find your purpose is that you need to take time with yourself and find out where you are at this particular time in your life. Have you served your purpose? Are you close to your purpose?
Yeah.
Are you anywhere near your purpose? Are you working in your passion? So that's where it is. A lot of times it gets uncomfortable because we're in situations that we shouldn't be in, and we really don't want to think about what are we doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
COVID made a lot of people think about that. When some industries shut down, they had to rethink it.
yeah.
What should you really be doing?
What yeah, that's not your purpose because we have to, we're here now, so we have to serve our purpose.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
But do you ever take the question is, and this is so I tell you the two actually is actually three books, I think. So it's the Rick Warren Purpose Driven Life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this book here.
The Alchemist.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why that book?
To realize one's destiny, I'm going to read what it says.
Okay.
Is a person's only obligation. So, with that being said, this book answers a lot of questions that we may have about what is it makes you think. And that's something that we think, but do we think about things like that? No, we think about, I need to put gas in the car, I got to pay this bill, I got to hurry up and get to work. Oh, I know these kids, I hope they don't clean their kitchen up. It's always something different. It's never, do you understand?
Yeah, because I stumbled across this one because I ain't expect this to be my purpose. 10 years ago, you couldn't tell me you'd be doing radio, television stuff, like music stuff, yeah, but interviewing people, nah. Some people find their purpose. Well, what they got to do with me? Okay, you thought about me doing this right now.
But see, when God has a call on your life and He expects you to do certain things, all you have to do is be who you are and continue to trust Him, because He's going to bring everything your way. It just does not matter, because if He says He's the author and the finisher of our fate, what you worrying for?
Yeah. And he crafty. My dad was a pastor. Like, you got a ministry? Like, nah, bro, my ministry, take it right and the left. Right there. I got you. Go up the street. You right there. That's my ministry. So, I look at this thing I'm doing now, like, I'll be darned. That dude got me doing ministry.
Yeah, exactly. So look. So my bio dad, pastor, was a pastor. He's retired. My brother was an elder and a prophet. My daughter's a minister. My cousins are ministers. My uncles are ministers. That's where I come from. My dad loves to say, we used to be in church 7 days a week. You lucky if you can get in there twice. I'm like, I already know about I was there. You didn't leave me. I was there. I get it.
And man, when I realized, like, he got me doing it. I just had to laugh. Like, he crafty. I give him that.
Listen,
he's crafty
all the time, because he's strategic in the way he sets things up. So you mentioned something earlier about my older brother used to always tell me, all your reading, trying to understand the word, get understanding and get and pray for wisdom. So when he passed away, I already started praying for wisdom, and then definitely more so even after. So every night it would be my prayer, God give me wisdom. And the whole time I'm praying for wisdom, I prayed for wisdom for 12 years. And I'm sitting up there and I'm praying until one day I was reading the Bible where it says that, to ask for wisdom, you endure a lot of sorrow. So I just had to have a talk with God and say, excuse me, can I stop right now? I think I have enough.
I pray for that peace, patience, wisdom every day. Like, you do deal with some stuff, but you do get the wisdom you need to do what you need to do so your days are smooth.
Yes. So I had to. I said, I feel as though I have enough. Because I endured. I kept trying to figure out why. Then when I read that, I said, no wonder. Stop.
Yeah, you got a point. I'm thinking about some things now I've seen and came across like, yeah. Ooh, some people probably wouldn't have dealt with that one that well. They probably looking at you like, how he so cool?
That's the truth, though. So I found it in the word, and I said, "Oh no, I'm done." I thank you, Lord, for the wisdom, but I'm done for that one. Yeah, so now I thank Him for the wisdom and understanding. I don't pray for it. I thank Him for it. Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna go something to get it.
Yeah.
You don't think about that way. Yeah, I might have to switch that up too. How I say it. Yeah, you like, man. Did that really have to go down like that? I couldn't get that lesson no other way.
No, you couldn't have got that lesson no other way. He's been.
I know I'm hard headed, but I ain't that hard headed.
Look, to him you are, because the thing about it is, if he tried to tell you something and you didn't get it, doesn't sometimes in your life things look so familiar? Like, I remember, I done been through this before.
You ain't lying.
Because you didn't learn. So you have to learn from your circumstances and your situations. When you don't learn, God knows you ain't learn. You can tell anybody anything you want to, but God knows you didn't learn. So you have to go back through that again. And that you learn that time because you're tired of going through it. It's the same thing.
Yeah. You ain't lying about that one. You ain't lying about that one. Lord knows I don't like being transparent, but that's my purpose, is going to help people.
Listen, I love to be, because I know that I want him to be so happy with me when I do because sometimes I always tell my clients I'm very intuitive and very insightful. Mm-hmm. So, and what I mean by that is because I'll sit there and he'll be downloading to me and I'm like, what? Say that? And then I say it and they like, how did you know that? I'm like, I really, I said, it's just what I'm getting from you. So I have to dress it up, but it's like, because God just told me.
I feel that. Right.
Yeah. It's the truth. You didn't even say anything about being psychic. I just said that it has nothing to do with that. Okay. And it's actually to be supportive of an individual and to help him on his purpose. That's what I know my purpose is.
Yeah, because he know the kid he made. Once I get on task, I'm gonna move heaven to hell to get it done.
Exactly.
You know that about me, so let me wrench around. He's gonna do ministry. You don't realize it. He's gonna try the same purpose, and he's gonna do everything possible research to make sure he is fulfilling, help people find their purpose.
No,
I got it. Checkmate. When he find out, I'm gonna laugh like, yeah, I got you, dog. You gonna do that one? Telling people go up the street.
You're going to do it. I just want you to know that you are going to do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You probably told my dad, and I'm like, he think he ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna let him.
Let him think.
The purpose. He's gonna get the rematch.
Yeah.
We find out we're gonna laugh like, ain't no more up the street, up the left. Nah, bro, you doing more than that. Get involved.
Yes, because one thing about him, not only will he speak to you just clearly, but he'll show you things in dreams and everything else. He'll definitely let you know. And the thing that I say, I know that I belong to him. So it's never any worry for me or anything that I don't put off how I feel on other individuals. Mm-hmm. But I definitely let it be made known that I'm his child and he's my father.
And he will send the people you need to help you, because my board of directors and partner, awesome individuals. So I can't really cry about, like, I gave you some all-stars to help you, bro. So,
right.
Like about doing some ministry stuff for me. Well, this lady's an all-star stuff she doing. This one, they stats like that alone. Like, come on, bro.
I don't already help you out. Right.
Okay, I guess I can't cry too much.
No, you cannot.
In that one.
No, you cannot.
But definitely I get some books myself so I can read them for my edification. And
sure.
That Yoda game was spot on. Anybody watching live or watching the replay gonna learn something.
Exactly.
Y'all here do what they should be doing.
For sure.
So.
And actually just changing. It's time to change the game. It's time to change the game. And what I mean by that, all of this here talking about, we not going to do nothing if we don't do it.
Yeah.
We have to do it.
That's true.
We can't take it. We have to put in the work. It's about putting in the work. It's about speaking it, speaking things into existence. It's about doing that work.
Time breathe life and death. Be careful what you're saying.
Oh, listen. The tongue is so powerful. It can determine the difference between life or death. So he even cheats in Deuteronomy when he says speak life.
So you shouldn't be saying, I ain't never gonna amount to nothing. You
You
ain't
not.
never gonna amount to nothing.
And look, so
Because you keep saying that over yourself. So you
So
better
look-
say, I'm gonna be awesome at whatever I was created to do.
so look, I look at, so they can only identify with something. A lot of people can't. So look at Boys in the Hood. All she said was, "Oh, Ricky, Ricky." Oh, and then the other one, you ain't gonna be, you ain't never
Yep.
be, you ain't, and he wasn't.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly what she said he was.
He was exactly what she said. So you speak life into things that you want to happen. I speak life into anything that I touch.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna have my billion, my nonprofit, my plan.
All of that.
And all that. So I'll test the world. I've done my job.
Yeah, that's right. So
that's my billion.
That's it. I have so many things. I just actually in March, I ended up getting a mental health award.
Oh, awesome! Congratulations.
Yes, thank you, thank you. And I'm like, where did that come from? I'm like, that's God. And then even with this forum, that's God.
Yeah.
I don't ever look at things. I'm like, that's him. It's something and everything wherever. Oh, go here. I don't. Why do I have? So I don't even question. I just go.
Yeah, because I get a vibe when I go through my network LinkedIn, looking at people, trying to cover all career fields. This might be a good one. Reach out to them. I wouldn't want to reach out to nobody. Stranger danger. but God, he crafty. I'm gonna throw you in D Boy, you better swim. You want to talk to people now? What he think? You gonna be in his own little cubby hole? Nah, bro. You about to get out here in the street.
Okay. Right. you have to do that though. Know that you have to do that. That's a must. Okay. Yeah. So it's like I know what I do is for him, and I always have the prayer where besides reciting Psalms 91 every day.
That's a great one.
Yeah, that's Psalms 911, the Psalms of protection. And so it's besides that, favorite confessions, and what would you have me to do for you today? Because I don't ask every day, but the days that I remember,
okay,
I ask him, what would you have for me to do for you today?
Awesome.
Yeah. So he's.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, definitely, this has been awesome. This ain't your first podcast, is it?
Yes.
Oh, how did you like the experience?
I loved it.
Awesome.
So, therapists, they can talk. So I can talk. So that's what I do.
Now, I know at Wayne, they psychology department, they had that thing that would make a loud sound so you couldn't hear. Y'all still use those?
Yes, we do have them at the office, right?
They still use them, okay. I had asked, what is that? Also, can't nobody hear a conversation? I got you.
Yeah. Ooh. Or so it's different now. You can have that, but it's like music that plays, or it's like birds that chirp, or whatever. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I want to thank fellow Wayne State University alum, Integrative Positive Choices Counseling Group, clinical therapist, Cheryl and Holt, MSW, LLMSW, IMH, CCTP for sharing the journey and all this free game you got about life.
Yes. Thank you so much. From you as well.
All right. I'll try.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate you.
Oh, yeah. He's going to make sure you do. He gave you the platform.
Yeah, because I started with nothing. And 31 countries I got listeners. Like, wow. all demographics.
Oh wow, that's wonderful. That's awesome.
He crafty, man. He crafty.
If you already know what he does, you know how he does.
He's crafty. You're gonna do ministry, bro. You let out your head, Joe.
Yes.
Like, okay, I got you.
For sure. And thank you so much for having me and letting this be my first experience on a podcast.
Well, first of many more. Now, did I live up to my tagline where we treat you like family?
Yes, you did.
Awesome.
You allowed me to speak and say whatever I felt like saying, and that was very comfortable for me.
Yeah, that's the mission. Gotta, because I need that Yoda game. I can't get it if you
exactly
have people like that. Look, I'm not gonna ask where he was at 5 a.m. Okay. This ain't that party. I'm talking about what you did to make you awesome. What you doing after that ain't none of my business.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with anything. And I think that you have to be actually not only being secure in yourself, but you have to just, it's almost like you have to be disciplined. This is what I'm doing. This is how this is going to play out. It's a discipline that you have to have, especially when you're looking to be successful and you're looking to do great things and many things that will be something that you can leave behind. Because my thing is always, I think I have it up here on my board, and on my board is, my legacy is to build an organization that will outlast me.
Yeah, I'm always thinking about legacy, and I just started the JLE Studios and Corporation. So I'm building corporate brand from nothing.
Exactly.
It's going to be epic.
Exactly. Because I'm looking, you heard me talk about eradicating maternal depression and creating a culturally diverse screening tool for maternal depression. So I have a lot that I've asked for, and I have a lot ahead of me that I need to do, which I will get done.
Definitely. And you're part of the Middle Ground family. Always welcome to come back. You want to collaborate, if you got something going on, let me know so we can get the word out.
I definitely will.
Well, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.
I will. And again, I definitely appreciate you. I thank you for this forum, for this platform, giving me a chance to say all the things that I did say. I really appreciate it. And blessings upon blessings. That's my thing that I say. So blessings upon blessings.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing your journey, because you didn't have to. So you definitely be blessed as well. And if you won't, you can click out once the outro start back up.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Everybody have a great one.
All righty.
Detroit raised me. Detroit.